What's the learning process like for you with Will, just getting him on campus and getting to know what he does well, what he needs to do?
Similar to the process that I went through probably with those other guys early on. It was just kind of getting their overall general football knowledge down to see where they were at and then what we needed to add from there. He's obviously an intelligent, bright kid that can pick up off, scheme and things pretty quickly, which is nice. And all the guys did such a nice job in the spring of learning the offense. Now he's a little bit behind because he has to learn the basics and rep the basics before we can take it to the next level, which is the goal.
Liam, you talk a lot about big blue ball and straight those guys off. But they're also being asked to do some things that they haven't done in the past. Are they taking to that well? Is that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they've been so physical here for the last few years, which is really nice to come in and have as a new offensive coordinator. Now, how do we get these guys in space a little bit to run and use their athleticism, which they all do have? And as Coach Stoops mentioned earlier, we have a depth at the position, which is nice to maybe be able to do some different things and sub those guys in and keep them fresh. But definitely doing some different schemes gets those guys in space and doing some things that they haven't probably done in the past is nice to see.
Liam, Isaiah Cummings just moved to tight end. Is he a guy you think can help you all this year? What does he, bring to the position from that receiver background? It's not the geeking out. It was kind of your you spread out a little bit from that position. You think he can kind of fill that role?
I think it ultimately will come down to what Isaiah can handle. Try to put him in a position right now, obviously transitioning from a true outside skill player to a big skill player is a bit of a difference. Love the matchup possibilities on, potential bigger skill players on the defensive side of the ball, but also we got to put him in a position to be successful within the run game. And what we're asking of him needs to be smart, specifically in the first half of the training camp as he transitions. But the more he can handle, the more he can do, the more he'll be a weapon for us.
Liam, do you have a percentage of where you think the starting quarterback position would be? How sure are you of that? And is one guy over another right now?
Well, not being able to see Will throw live all since he's gotten here, I really don't have that idea, I guess. I mean, we'll tell today. We'll know a little bit more today after the first few practices. As Coach Stoops mentioned, I think that it's a great opportunity to build the depth that we have in the room, but also we're not in a hurry. We want to make this decision right and pick the best player to lead our offense, and ultimately your quarterback should be a face of your program. So we're process. It's a process, but we'll see today. It'll be fun to watch.
Down in distance situations, and what is your confidence in Joy wasn't being able to change and push the ball down the field?
Yeah, he did a great job pushing the ball down the field in the spring. I mean, his accuracy over 20 yards was pretty nice to see in terms of the down the field accuracy, getting the ball out on time, and we were in plenty blitz and third down situations that we need to continue to get better at in that area. Is progression reads and moving past your first and second progression. What do you do when you don't have a clean pocket? Free blitzer in your face. What do you do? There's a lot of those scenarios that probably have not come up yet throughout 15 spring practices. That'll be nice to see how we react at the quarterback position to some more game-like situations this fall.
Liam, do you expect some of the true freshman receivers to play right away?
Expect and hope is a different story, right? I mean, you hope that the guys will come in and make an impact because there are some skilled players in that freshman class that have some ability that we want to try to take advantage of. Now, they got to get lined up and know the basic formations and some basic scheme before we can really tell as of right now. But there's definitely a hope that we can get some of those young guys involved for sure, and it's our job as coaches to try to put them in the best position to be successful, that we can get them on the field.
Speaking of those guys, what physical tools did you need that would help them get on the field quicker, putting all that kind of X and O stuff?
I think speed would be one. I think we need to continue to get faster, as Coach Stoops mentioned, and to try to get some guys to push the ball down the field a little bit more than we've been used to. So it's really what they can handle. Okay, Tikel, he's a speed guy. How do we get him down the field and try to take advantage of his skill set? If he doesn't truly know the full offense coming out of training camp, it's our job as an offensive staff to get him ready to do so. So really just trying to pick what they do best after this training camp, and it's like, okay, are they ready to go play in a SEC football game? If they're not, hey, we take it a day at a time. But the goal is to try to get those guys ready.
Is playing 2 quarterbacks start the season an option at all, or is it just you got to have one?
It's a great question. I haven't really thought about that one, to be honest. I'd prefer not to. I'd prefer not to. Yeah.
David, when it comes to that final quarterback decision, I assume Coach Jukes will have the final say, final call. But how would you describe what that conversation would be like at the end? Is the evaluation process, and how much say will have?
I think it really just depends on how close it is. Your tape is your resume as a football player. And I think as coaches, it's our job to evaluate tape. That's our job. So at the end of the day, I think it takes care of itself in a lot of situations. But if it is close and it is tight, then all right, hey, who gives us the best chance to not turn the ball over, to keep the chains moving? Who's been more successful in the red zone during training camp? How about third down situations? Did we move the sticks when these guys were in on third down, or did we not? It really comes down to some of those ultimate situational football parts of the game that probably would determine who the quarterback is, and also leadership. Their leadership capabilities on the field. Do the players want to play with them and play for them and follow those guys? So I think all those things will go into the decision-making process.
Coach, it looks like you've got very good quality depth there at quarterback, right?
Yeah, we have depth, absolutely, and I think it's good depth. It's good. It's anytime you have you have competition, it's a good problem, right? And at the end of the day, it's my job to get the quarterbacks to play at a high level, and I believe that we took a step forward this spring. But there's always going to be competition. We're always going to look for, hey, who's going to give us the best chance to win, regardless of class, regardless of how long they've been here or have not been here. It's our job to put this team in the best position to be successful. So I feel good about the depth that we have, absolutely. Adding Will absolutely helped the depth of the room. Doesn't mean he's a starting quarterback, but anybody could be at this point.
Dan, you never had to worry about picking a starting quarterback for the Rams.
Did not, no. No.
What is it like being part of the process?
Yeah, I've been a part of this exact process, to be honest with you, my last year at Maine, and we ended up starting a redshirt freshman. And there was an incumbent senior who had played a lot of reps, and at the end of the day, you make the best decision for your program, and those are going to be difficult conversations to have at times. It's never fun to tell somebody who has probably played quarterback their entire life that they're not going to be the guy. That's hard. It's a difficult conversation to have. It's not one you ever really truly want to have, but it is necessary. And I think the guys that we have in this room are mature enough to handle whichever way it goes, and they'll believe that whatever we're doing is in the best interest of the team.
Okay, folks, thank you very much.